Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Daryl Ramai from the University of Utah. On behalf of myself and my esteemed colleagues, I would like to thank GIE and its editorial board for giving us this opportunity to be part of the author's interview. Today, we discuss our recent publication titled Performance and Safety of Motorized Spiral Enteroscopy, a systematic review and meta-analysis. Now, the diagnostic evaluation and therapeutic interventions aimed at the small bowel represents a frequent clinical necessity. Deep enteroscopy remains challenging for endoscopists due to the length of the small bowel and the degree of looping encountered while using a flexible enteroscope. To this end, devices and techniques have been developed to facilitate deep enteroscopy. Currently, capsule endoscopy, single balloon enteroscopy, double balloon enteroscopy, and conventional spiral endoscopy are utilized in clinical practice. Spiral enteroscopy was initially introduced in 2008, and this was a two-operator technique requiring manual rotation of a spiral overtube to pleat the small bowel over the enteroscope. In 2016, the motorized spiral enteroscope was introduced as an alternative method for deep enteroscopy. The motorized spiral enteroscope contains three major parts. One is a reusable enteroscope with an integral motor for rotation. Two, a short spiral overtube. And three, a foot pedal which controls the motor and visual force gauge. The reusable enteroscope has a working length of about 168 centimeters, an outer diameter of about 12.8 millimeters, and an inner channel diameter of 3.2 millimeters. Theoretically, motorized spiral enteroscopy holds potential to address drawbacks faced by endoscopists when evaluating the small bowel, namely by accelerating the procedure, facilitating insertion, and simplifying the technique that can be performed by a single endoscopist. Since its introduction, several retrospective and prospective series have been reported with promising results, though limited by their small sample sizes. The aim of this systematic review and meta-analysis is to evaluate the performance and safety of the motorized spiral enteroscope.
Hello, my name is Papaefthymiou Apostolis and I am a Fellow of HPV Medicine and Advanced Endoscopy in the University College London Hospitals in the UK. Based on a predefined protocol according to the PRISMA guidelines, which was also submitted to the Prospero platform, we performed a literature search in three databases for articles published until mid-September of 2022. We were looking for studies assessing the following parameters about the new motorized spiral enteroscope. The first one, which was also our primary outcome, was the diagnostic success, indicating the detection of findings from previous examinations such as capsule endoscopy or cross-sectional enterography, or the diagnosis of lesions explaining the indication. Secondly, technical success was defined as the approach of respective landmarks based on the definition of the primary studies. Moreover, we assessed the therapeutic success using this spiral enteroscope to treat small bowel lesions. Finally, as with every interventional procedure, we assessed the rate of adverse events. As there were no comparative studies in the literature, case series or cohort studies evaluating the power spiral enteroscope from Olympus in adult population were included. Our results were expressed as percentages with the respective confidence intervals, and for our analysis we used the Simonian and Laird random effects models. After applying the aforementioned criteria, we included 9 out of 196 studies with 959 patients. The male to female ratio was 1.4 to 1, and mean age was at least 45 years for all studies. As expected, the vast majority of indications included patients with anemia or mid-gut bleeding in about 50%. Considering the primary outcome, the cumulative diagnostic success of the motorized spiral enteroscopy was 78%, with the same rate of heterogeneity. Total enteroscopy was attempted in the half of patients with a completion rate of 51%, and therapeutic interventions were indicated, were almost always successful, yielding a rate of 98% and indicating a reliable choice for endoscopic treatment. Finally, anterograde enteroscopy was technically successful in 96% and retrograde at a rate of 97% of patients. 17% of cases developed adverse events, though 16% reflected minor and only 1% major complications. After excluding 15 cases with ERCP, spiral enteroscopy achieved a diagnostic success rate of 78.3%, being not significantly different from the cumulative diagnostic success rate. Our meta-analysis has some limitations, with the most significant one being the number and the design of the included studies. Until the time of our research, only 8 single-arm cohorts had been published. Further studies assessing its role in specific indications, such as in patients with surgically altered anatomy, and the comparison with the alternative techniques, are necessary to assess its role in modern endoscopy. The addendum of the new spiral enteroscopy in the diagnostic and therapeutic toolbox for small bowel diseases provides a promising choice, and our data show a high performance in answering the clinical questions and offering a therapeutic solution with a low rate of adverse events. At this point, I would like to thank my co-authors, and especially Paraskevas Golfakis, who led this project, and we are looking forward to your feedback and your comments. Thank you.